Have you ever questioned whether edging and semen retention are actually making your life better? Do these activities make you feel more energized, or do they actually make you feel less energized and divert you from your best objectives? We'll go into great detail about these issues in this video and show you how managing your thoughts and emotions may improve your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Follow me through to the finish to learn how to reach your full potential. I would like to share with you the significant influence that semen retention and self-observation have had on my path. This discipline necessitates profound self-awareness and a comprehensive comprehension of how our ideas impact our energy. It is more than just a physical decision. Our bodies react physically when we entertain fantasies. The activation of our testicles is not just a physical reaction. It is a constant depletion of our vital energy. Not only does the physical loss of semen weaken our vitality, but our continual imagination of creative energy also increases our excitement and keeps us in a condition of perpetual hormonal arousal. There is a biological price for this constant stimulation. Reproductive activities can deplete an organism, according to evolutionary theory, and I've discovered that lowering gonadal activity can increase longevity and sustained vitality. This insight emphasizes how crucial it is to control our reactions to stimuli in order to maintain our mental and physical vitality. My general well-being has significantly improved as a result of accepting semen retention and developing self-awareness. A single idea involving creative energy can cause bodily reactions that gradually drain our reserves, demonstrating the mind's tremendous control over the body. We can channel that energy toward more lofty goals like spiritual and personal development by deliberately shifting our attention away from continual stimulus. The transitions between various facets of our lives become smoothly interwoven as we develop this technique, I've found. A previously elusive sense of harmony and ease is restored to the flow of our everyday encounters. It's fascinating to see how controlling our inner responses may result in such significant changes on the outside. These truths truly speak to me, and I think it's liberating and transforming to master our thoughts and energy. The benefits of this route are profoundly satisfying, but it also demands patience and devotion. By radiating vigor and happiness, maintaining our vital essence improves not only our personal lives, but also how we engage with the outside world. I want you to think about these ideas and how they might relate to your personal experiences. Each of us has the capacity to bring about significant change, and with intentional practice and increased self-awareness, we can realize potentials we never thought were attainable. Furthermore, I've seen that there are a lot of distractions in our contemporary environment that compete for our attention all the time, dragging us away from self-awareness and self-control. Regaining control over our own energy can be achieved by engaging in semen retention exercises and exercising mindfulness. We may direct our resources toward projects that promote development, creativity, and a closer bond with others and ourselves thanks to this empowerment. It's amazing how we start to feel more focused and clear as we conserve our important energy. Once difficult tasks become doable, and our capacity to deal with life's obstacles improves. From our career endeavors to our interpersonal connections, we develop a resilience that permeates every part of our lives. I've seen a change in the way I engage with the outside world. Knowing that I'm in charge of my own energy gives me a fresh feeling of purpose and an underlying confidence. This inner fortitude inspires people around us in addition to helping us personally. We encourage others to set off on their own paths of self-discovery and empowerment when we exude positive energy. It's critical to recognize that there are obstacles in this journey. Moments of temptation and the reappearance of old habits are inevitable. But every situation offers a chance to renew our dedication to personal development. We can overcome these obstacles and keep moving forward if we remain watchful and kind to ourselves. We can sustain this discipline by using techniques like mindful breathing, physical activity, and meditation. Engaging in these activities keeps our brains focused on our greater goals, helps us stay grounded, and lowers stress. They act as instruments to strengthen our resolve and maintain our focus on our objectives. My goal in sharing these thoughts is to inspire you to investigate the significant advantages that mindful living and semen retention can provide. Although the trip demands bravery and tenacity, the transformational benefits are incalculable. By working together, we can create a community that prioritizes achieving greater goals, holistic well-being, and self-mastery. I want to continue where we left off by going into greater detail on the effects of the edging habit. In addition to depleting our physical vitality, this practice keeps us caught up in a never-ending loop of excitement and takes our focus away from more lofty goals like education and spiritual development. Although it may appear innocuous at first glance, edging damages our mental and spiritual health by encouraging an attachment to transient pleasures. Our basic essence is compromised by this trade-off, which has an impact on our general well-being. Many notable people throughout history, including as athletes and intellectuals, have acknowledged the advantages of abstinence as a way to direct energy toward higher goals. They realized that preserving this potent energy could result in improved output, increased mental clarity, and more profound understanding. We run the risk of exhausting the very resources that give us the capacity to be great if we keep edging. I've found that we compromise our capacity to work toward long-term objectives when we let instant gratification rule our lives. Our determination is weakened, and our perspective is obscured by the persistent pursuit of fleeting pleasure. It gets harder and harder to concentrate on our own growth or to interact with the environment in a meaningful way. Edging has an effect on our relationships and how we engage with other people in addition to our personal lives. We cannot be completely present for the people who matter most when our energies are dispersed and our brains are busy. Relationships may suffer, and feelings of alienation or loneliness may result from this absence. Furthermore, one should not undervalue the physiological impacts of continuous stimulation. A constant level of alertness is not what our bodies are made for. Hormonal imbalances, elevated stress levels, and a variety of other medical problems can result from this abnormal state. We take a critical first step in re-establishing harmony and balance within ourselves by identifying and addressing these tendencies. It takes deliberate work and a dedication to self-improvement to move away from edging. Instead of allowing our impulses to rule us, it's about taking back control of them. This does not imply stifling instincts, but rather recognizing them and responding in ways consistent with our best principles. Redirecting that energy to constructive endeavors is one successful tactic. The energy that may otherwise be used up by ineffective behaviors can be satisfactorily released through creative endeavors, physical activity, or learning new skills. These pursuits promote personal development and fulfillment in addition to helping release extra energy. Developing mindfulness and increasing awareness of the factors that cause edging are also beneficial. We may create proactive ways to deal with these triggers by recognizing them, whether they be thoughts, emotions, or environmental clues. This could entail altering our surroundings, engaging in stress reduction exercises, or looking for support from people who share our values. It can be tremendously empowering to connect with a group that has similar objectives. Encouragement and accountability come from seeing that others are traveling the same path. It serves as a reminder that we are not the only ones dealing with these issues, and that group knowledge can provide insightful answers. Self-compassion is crucial as we go through these transformations. It takes time to break bad habits, and failures are a normal part of the process. Instead of obsessing about our errors, we might see them as teaching moments that help us get closer to our goals. By abandoning behaviors like as edging, we make room for a more complete experience of life. Our abilities for joy and connection increase, our minds get clearer, and our energies become more focused. We start to see the value of rich experiences that provide deeper and longer-lasting fulfillment rather than being linked to instant gratification. This path involves adopting a lifestyle that respects our actual potential rather than only refraining from particular actions. It involves realizing the significant influence that our decisions have on our well-being and making a conscious effort to match our goals with our behavior. By doing this, we improve our own lives and have a beneficial impact on people around us. Others may be motivated to start their own journeys of self-discovery and development by our revitalized energy and feeling of purpose. Collectively, we make a positive impact that goes beyond personal benefit. I think we can access a reservoir of power and knowledge by being aware of the negative effects of edging and choosing to consciously refocus our energy. This gives us the ability to live more fully and pursue activities that truly fulfill and have purpose. I also can create a community that prioritizes achieving greater goals, holistic well-being, and self-mastery. I want to continue where we left off by going into greater detail on the effects of the edging habit. In addition to depleting our physical vitality, this practice keeps us caught up in a never-ending loop of excitement and takes our focus away from more lofty goals like education and spiritual development. Although it may appear innocuous at first glance, edging damages our mental and spiritual health by encouraging an attachment to transient pleasures. Our basic essence is compromised by this trade-off, which has an impact on our general well-being. Many notable people throughout history, including as athletes and intellectuals, have acknowledged the advantages of abstinence as a way to direct energy toward higher goals. They realized that preserving this potent energy could result in improved output, increased mental clarity, and more profound understanding. We run the risk of exhausting the very resources that give us the capacity to be great if we keep edging. I've found that we compromise our capacity to work toward long-term objectives when we let instant gratification rule our lives. Our determination is weakened, and our perspective is obscured by the persistent pursuit of fleeting pleasure. It gets harder and harder to concentrate on our own growth or to interact with the environment in a meaningful way. Edging has an effect on our relationships and how we engage with other people in addition to our personal lives. We cannot be completely present for the people who matter most when our energies are dispersed and our brains are busy. Relationships may suffer, and feelings of alienation or loneliness may result from this absence. Furthermore, one should not undervalue the physiological impacts of continuous stimulation. A constant level of alertness is not what our bodies are made for. Hormonal imbalances, elevated stress levels, and a variety of other medical problems can result from this abnormal state. We take a critical first step in re-establishing harmony and balance within ourselves by identifying and addressing these tendencies. It takes deliberate work and a dedication to self-improvement to move away from edging. Instead of allowing our impulses to rule us, it's about taking back control of them. This does not imply stifling instincts, but rather recognizing them and responding in ways consistent with our best principles. Redirecting that energy to constructive endeavors is one successful tactic. The energy that may otherwise be used up by ineffective behaviors can be satisfactorily released through creative endeavors, physical activity, or learning new skills. These pursuits promote personal development and fulfillment in addition to helping release extra energy. Developing mindfulness and increasing awareness of the factors that cause edging are also beneficial. We may create proactive ways to deal with these triggers by recognizing them, whether they be thoughts, emotions, or environmental clues. This could entail altering our surroundings, engaging in stress reduction exercises, or looking for support from people who share our values. It can be tremendously empowering to connect with a group that has similar objectives. Encouragement and accountability come from seeing that others are traveling the same path. It serves as a reminder that we are not the only ones dealing with these issues, and that group knowledge can provide insightful answers. Self-compassion is crucial as we go through these transformations. It takes time to break bad habits, and failures are a normal part of the process. Instead of obsessing about our errors, we might see them as teaching moments that help us get closer to our goals. By abandoning behaviors like edging, we make room for a more complete experience of life. Our abilities for joy and connection increase, our minds get clearer, and our energies become more focused. We start to see the value of rich experiences that provide deeper and longer-lasting fulfillment rather than being linked to instant gratification. This path involves adopting a lifestyle that respects our actual potential rather than only refraining from particular actions. It involves realizing the significant influence that our decisions have on our well-being and making a conscious effort to match our goals with our behavior. By doing this, we improve our own lives and have a beneficial impact on people around us. Others may be motivated to start their own journeys of self-discovery and development by our revitalized energy and feeling of purpose. Collectively, we make a positive impact that goes beyond personal benefit. I think we can access a reservoir of power and knowledge by being aware of the negative effects of edging and choosing to consciously refocus our energy. This gives us the ability to live more fully and pursue activities that truly fulfill and have purpose. I also want our lives by engaging in self-discipline and mindfulness exercises. Our vitality can be positively channeled by partaking in artistic pursuits, physical exercise, or meditation. Our connections with others improve as a result of our increased presence and clarity, which also advances our own personal development. I've discovered that our mental clarity really improves as we cut back on excessive stimulus. We get closer to our inner selves and are better able to pursue our objectives with grit and purpose. Because our bodies are no longer under the stress of continual engagement, this change also has a favorable impact on our physical health. We begin to feel more balanced, invigorated, and aware of the world. It's critical to recognize that these adjustments aren't always simple. It calls for perseverance, dedication, and occasionally confronting unpleasant realities about our behaviors. However, the benefits make the work worthwhile. We open the door to a more contented and significant existence by putting our health first and concentrating on loftier goals. It's also critical to comprehend how our surroundings and routines fuel this overstimulation loop. It's simple to lose awareness of the tiny signs that we're approaching our physical and mental limits in a society full of media and quick gratification. We make room for introspection and a better knowledge of ourselves when we consciously decide to limit our exposure to pointless stimuli. I've discovered that the effects of continual stimulation can be considerably lessened by partaking in mindfulness-promoting activities. Activities that help us ground ourselves and re-establish a connection with our inner selves include yoga, tai chi, and even taking contemplative walks in the outdoors. By encouraging us to pay attention to our bodies and the messages they give us, these exercises help us develop a healthy mind-body connection. The content we consume should also be taken into account. Our mental health can be significantly impacted by the media we choose to consume. Choosing content that promotes learning, inspiration, or relaxation above that which causes overstimulation aids in our quest for equilibrium. This deliberate consumption gives us the ability to take charge of the stories and forces that mold our feelings and ideas. Setting limits on technology use is also beneficial. Our minds can relax and regenerate when we set aside specified periods to disengage from electronics. Establishing tech-free areas or times in our daily routine can help us resist the need for continual stimulation and promote more restorative pursuits. Hobbies that need presence and concentration can be quite fulfilling. Whether it's cooking, gardening, painting, or playing an instrument, these pursuits bring us into the present and give us a fulfilling way to express our creative side. They also provide a feeling of happiness and success that strengthens our resolve to live a more conscious life. We may improve our well-being even more by cultivating an attitude of thankfulness. We can redirect our attention from outside stimuli to appreciating what we already have by routinely thinking back on the good things in our lives. This change in viewpoint fosters happiness and lessens the desire for ongoing novel experiences or feelings. Another crucial component is establishing solid social ties. Feelings of support and belonging are fostered by spending time with friends and loved ones. Without depending on surface-level stimulation, meaningful interactions and shared experiences enhance our lives and help satisfy our deepest need for connection. It's critical to understand that this is a very personal journey, and what suits one individual may not suit another. It's crucial that we practice self-compassion while we experiment with various tactics. As we find what best suits our unique requirements and objectives, it's acceptable to try new things and modify our strategy. A key component of this process is self-compassion. Resilience is fostered by treating oneself with respect and acknowledging that setbacks may occur. Instead of harshly criticizing ourselves for our weaknesses, we might see them as chances to improve and fortify our determination. Consulting a specialist might also be helpful. Coaches, therapists, or counselors with expertise in stress management and mindfulness can offer insightful advice and useful resources. They can assist us in overcoming obstacles and creating individualized plans to successfully control overstimulation. It's encouraging to see the constructive improvements that take place as we proceed along this route. Benefits include improved attention, a greater sense of inner serenity, and increased emotional stability. These enhancements have a good impact on others around us, in addition to increasing our level of personal happiness. As we become more focused and centered, our ability to make a significant contribution to our communities increases. We might discover that we are increasingly involved in leadership positions, service, or innovative partnerships that leave a lasting impression. We increase our capacity to change the world when we act in a way that is consistent with our basic beliefs. Adopting a lifestyle that reduces continual stimulation is a continuous process of personal development. It encourages us to live in accordance with our actual nature and to get back in touch with our true selves. Every deliberate decision we make fortifies our base and advances us toward achieving our greatest potential. My goal in sharing these thoughts is to inspire people to go out on their own paths to fulfillment and harmony. By working together, we can cultivate a culture that prioritizes presence over obsession and depth over distraction. We raise the communal consciousness by helping one another, which causes a domino effect. With the assurance that every action we take adds to a fuller, more fulfilling existence, let's keep exploring, learning, and developing. The benefits of increased clarity, happiness, and connection make the journey unquestionably worthy, even though it may not always be simple. I have a surprise for you, though, before we go any farther. Hi there, I'm Laert. The Semen Retention Success Path is the ultimate manual you've been looking for if you're prepared to change your life and boost your energy to new heights. I've researched the 6 main themes of semen retention and put them together in an audiobook that is full with insightful knowledge that will help you grow. Get ready for an unconventional voyage of self-discovery and personal development. Imagine regaining your vitality, discovering a vast amount of vital energy, and developing yourself in a significant and long-lasting way. This audiobook is a master key that unlocks doors to a new degree of success and accomplishment, not merely a source of knowledge. There's more. You will receive a 30% discount on my exclusive ebook, The Art of Semen Retention for Men, which is over 20 pages long and contains powerful techniques for your spiritual development, personal growth, emotional balance, self-awareness, self-development, spiritual connection, and life purpose, if you purchase the audiobook. As someone who is committed to assisting others in realizing their own potential, I encourage you to take advantage of this chance. Additionally, I'm thrilled to introduce our channel's new Members tab. You have the chance to become a great supporter and receive certain privileges from YouTube. I will be much inspired to add new stuff to the channel by your support. Watch this space for a sneak peek at my next book, Alchemy of the Gods, in which we'll explore the advantages of topics like spiritual liberation, Kundalini, and crystalline oil. I've discovered that breaking the edging habit calls for a methodical and thoughtful approach. In this path, it is important to recognize and steer clear of situations that lead to fantasy. This could entail getting to bed early, keeping your phone out of the bedroom, and continuing an active daily schedule that encourages sound sleep at night. Changing your diet and taking cold showers are 2 more strategies to control your desires. It might also be beneficial to lessen environmental cues, like the quantity of bedding if you feel overheated. Together, these behaviors reduce distractions and encourage a way of living that strengthens self-control and inner strength. It's amazing how minor adjustments to our everyday routines may have such a big impact. We can create an atmosphere that supports our objectives by being aware of the triggers that bring us to edge. The urge to partake in behaviors that arouse fantasies is lessened when electronic gadgets are kept out of the bedroom. Our bodies relax when we follow a regular sleep pattern and make sure we receive adequate exercise during the day, which makes it simpler to go asleep without worrying about things. Including cold showers in our daily routine can be a really effective strategy. By soothing the mind, the refreshing shock of cold water not only revitalizes the body, but also lessens cravings. Our energy levels and cravings can be affected by changing our diet to include foods that support general health and well-being. Some people discover that cutting back on particular foods reduces impulses and increases control. Another crucial element is to create a sleeping environment that promotes slumber. Wearing lighter sleepwear or minimizing the quantity of blankets might help reduce nighttime overheating, which can cause restlessness and rambling thoughts. Eliminating as many outside influences as possible that could be causing the habit we are attempting to break is the aim. We position ourselves for success by being proactive. It involves creating a way of living that naturally upholds our intentions rather than depending entirely on willpower when we are weak. The goal of discipline shifts from being vigilant all the time to creating routines that are consistent with our ideals. It's critical to comprehend the fundamental causes of edging's habitual behavior. It can be insightful to consider what causes the impulse. We frequently turn to instant pleasure as a coping strategy when we're stressed, bored, lonely, or experiencing emotional discomfort. By addressing these underlying issues, we can create more effective emotional regulation techniques. The gap that edging might momentarily fill can be filled by partaking in activities that bring us deeper fulfillment. Volunteering, picking up new skills, or pursuing interests give one a sense of fulfillment and purpose. Exercise is especially advantageous since it releases endorphins, which elevate our mood and improve our health. We can become more objectively aware of our thoughts and feelings by practicing mindfulness and meditation. Instead of responding impulsively, we can choose how to react by paying attention to our urges as they come up. This increased awareness solidifies our resolve to achieve our objectives and fortifies our capacity to withstand temptation. Another crucial element is creating a regular habit that promotes our well-being. A solid foundation is produced by maintaining regularity in self-care, exercise, diet, and sleep schedules. By lowering uncertainty and fostering a sense of control, this structure lessens the chance of falling back on old routines. It makes a big difference to surround ourselves with positive influences. Friends and mentors who encourage us to pursue our goals provide direction and inspiration. Interacting with groups of people who hold comparable beliefs promotes a feeling of community and support for one another. It is essential to practice self-compassion during this process. Healing and development are encouraged when we treat ourselves with compassion and understanding. A caring approach enables us to grow from our mistakes and move on, whereas harsh self-criticism might weaken our efforts. Investigating artistic endeavors can be a potent transformational strategy. Any kind of creative expression, including writing, music, and art, enables us to constructively channel our emotions. These exercises provide therapeutic channels for stress relief and emotional processing. Another thing to think about is how our diet affects our mood and energy levels. Eating wholesome foods promotes general health and has an impact on our mental wellness. Making healthy decisions is guided by being aware of how our bodies react. It's critical to limit exposure to stuff that arouses desires. A secure and encouraging environment can be created by modifying privacy settings, staying away from particular websites, or being aware of the information we consume. This strengthens our intentions and lessens temptation. An important factor in impulse control is sleep hygiene. Getting enough good sleep aids in the regulation of hormones that impact mood and self-control. It's easier to fall and stay asleep when we establish a calming bedtime ritual that tells our body it's time to wind down. By cultivating thankfulness, we change our attention from what we lack to what we have. By consistently recognizing the good things in our lives, we can cultivate happiness and lessen our need for instant pleasure. This kind of thinking fosters optimism and resilience. It is beneficial to educate oneself about the physiological and psychological effects of behaviors such as edging. It demystifies the process and enables us to respond with knowledge when we comprehend how these patterns emerge and impact us. Knowledge turns into an instrument for transformation. Getting expert assistance could be helpful. Counselors or therapists offer individualized tactics and perspectives catered to our particular requirements. Asking for assistance is a sign of strength and a dedication to one's own development. It is motivating to consider how far we have come as we move forward. Marking accomplishments encourages us to keep going and reinforces positive behavior. Every advancement, no matter how tiny, demonstrates our bravery and commitment. Breaking the edging habit is a very personal and life-changing experience. Accepting this challenge allows us to become more empowered and self-aware. The knowledge and abilities acquired improve every aspect of our lives, not just this one habit. We start to feel more purposeful, have better connections, and have more self-esteem. We can now spend the energy that was previously used for ineffective activities in our goals and dreams. Keep in mind that our behaviors do not define us. We are capable of evolving, changing, and building the lives we want. We regain our agency and realize our full potential when we take responsibility for our decisions and actions. I'm honored to express these ideas and support you along the way. We help one another get over challenges and accomplish our greatest ambitions. Although the path may be difficult, the benefits are significant and long-lasting. I've realized that mental self-control is equally as important as the physical practice of semen retention. A single thought involving creative energy can cause powerful physical reactions, demonstrating the mind's tremendous control over the body. This strong mind-body link emphasizes how important it is to have an attitude that is goal-oriented. We can shift our energies toward spiritual and personal growth by getting rid of sexual ideas and desires. This change in viewpoint promotes inner equilibrium, which in turn encourages a healthier and more mindful way of living. I know from personal experience how subtle and ubiquitous these thoughts can be. They frequently appear out of the blue, affecting our feelings and behavior without our knowledge. We can stop these thoughts before they start by increasing our awareness of our mental processes. Selecting which thoughts serve our higher purpose and which do not is about awareness and choice, not suppression. Throughout this journey, techniques like mindfulness and meditation have been quite helpful. They lessen the hold of distracting or ineffective thoughts by teaching the mind to stay in the present. Focusing on the present moment gives us more control over our mental environment and enables us to focus our efforts on things that are really important. As we develop this mental discipline, I've discovered that we start to undergo an amazing metamorphosis. Stress decreases, we become more in tune with who we really are, and our clarity increases. This inner peace has a beneficial effect on our relationships and interactions with others, in addition to improving our own well-being. Refocusing the energy that was previously used for transient thoughts creates new opportunities for development. We can use this energy to develop new abilities, follow our artistic interests, or get a deeper comprehension of the universe. Knowing that we have the power to unleash this potential only by controlling our own thoughts is empowering. Additionally, resilience is fostered by this activity. Although obstacles are inevitable in life, we can handle them more gracefully and calmly if we have a disciplined mindset. We learn to respond more thoughtfully and less reactively, which improves our ability to solve problems and increases our sense of calm. Controlling our ideas is, in my opinion, a fundamental component of personal growth. Although it's an ongoing process that calls for commitment, the rewards are significant and wide-ranging. By following this path, we improve the world around us in addition to improving our own lives. It's also critical to understand that thinking in control does not entail self-denial or suppressing instincts. It's about becoming more conscious of the mental patterns that aren't in our best interests. We can decide whether to interact with these thoughts or ignore them by viewing them objectively. A calmer mind and better self-control are the results of this attentive approach. I've found that when we stop allowing unproductive thoughts to consume our minds, we free up mental space and energy to pursue activities that genuinely improve our lives. We become more involved in our work, more present in our everyday routines, and more empathetic toward others around us. As we present a more focused and lucid version of ourselves in every encounter, our relationships get better. Emotional intelligence is also improved by mastering our ideas. Being aware of our inner conversation enables us to identify the feelings associated with particular ideas. We can better control our emotional reactions thanks to this increased awareness, which results in more balanced emotional states and healthier coping strategies. Journaling and other similar practices can be quite beneficial. Writing down our ideas and emotions gives us a way to express ourselves and think about patterns that might not be obvious at first. Our comprehension of ourselves is enhanced by this self-reflection, which also identifies potential avenues for our personal growth. Optimistic affirmation practice strengthens an optimistic outlook. We can overcome limiting or negative beliefs that might be holding us back by deliberately selecting thoughts that are powerful. This mental retraining helps us achieve our objectives and fortifies our resolve. Our efforts are greatly supported when we surround ourselves with like-minded, encouraging people. Talking with people who are following a similar route provides support and fresh insights. We can create a community that encourages development and support for one another by learning from one another's experiences. Yoga and martial arts are examples of physical practices that help to balance the mind and body. By teaching us to synchronize our breath and movement, these techniques improve our focus and foster mindfulness. Tension is released in general. Well-being is enhanced by physical activity. It is important to realize that mental control is a continuous activity. It's quite common for negative ideas to still surface. Maintaining a regular awareness and redirection practice is more important than perfection. This gets more instinctive over time, and the mind becomes more calm and clear. This approach has advantages that go beyond individual benefit. We are better able to make constructive contributions to our communities and the wider world when we develop a more composed and concentrated mind. We start acting with greater intention, which is consistent with our ideals and has a significant effect. Taking charge of our mental environment gives us the ability to create the life we want. This feeling of agency boosts our self-esteem and helps us achieve our goals. We understand that although we have no influence over the outside world, we do have control over our inner world. Knowing that each of us can use our ideas to affect our reality is encouraging. This knowledge encourages commitment to the practice and ongoing research into methods to strengthen mental discipline. Honoring accomplishments and recognizing advancements strengthens resolve and inspires perseverance. Acknowledging accomplishments, no matter how minor, demonstrates that our efforts are paying off. Gaining control over our thoughts is a life-changing experience that unleashes our full potential. It enhances many facets of life, from contributions to others to personal enjoyment. By committing to this route, we can access opportunities that before might have appeared unattainable. Significant changes can result from investigating these ideas and incorporating them into day-to-day activities. By encouraging a group movement toward higher purpose and intention, helping one another in this attempt increases the impact. Adopting the technique of thought management improves one's own well-being while also having an impact on the community at large. By living up to these values, we encourage others to start their own paths toward self-mastery and act as catalysts for positive change. Resilience is fostered by maintaining this mental discipline. A disciplined mentality makes overcoming the obstacles that life throws at you easier. There is a stronger sense of tranquility when reactivity decreases, rational responses rise, and problem-solving skills improve. New opportunities for development arise when the energy that was previously used for flimsy thinking is directed toward worthwhile endeavors. It becomes easier and more rewarding to follow artistic passions, pick up new talents, or broaden one's perspective on the world. Although it is a very personal process, managing our ideas has universal benefits. The advancements made by each person raise consciousness as a whole. By working together, we can design lives that are full of fulfillment, vitality, and purpose. I've discovered that one of the most effective ways to develop the discipline required to break the edging habit is to set tiny attainable goals. Making the decision to refrain for 3 days or a week establishes the foundation for being resilient and self-reliant. Every accomplishment boosts our self-esteem, which makes it simpler to keep up this routine. Maintaining a lifestyle centered on mental mastery and semen retention eventually becomes instinctive. In addition to saving our vital energy, this discipline promotes mental and spiritual clarity, which has a great impact on all facets of our existence. We start to see significant changes in ourselves when we dedicate ourselves to these minor goals. Our sense of purpose increases, our emotional stability improves, and our wits get sharper. Our everyday actions are infused with this newfound clarity, which improves our productivity and strengthens our bonds with others. We begin to interact with the environment in a more genuine way, motivated by deliberate deeds rather than impulses. It's critical to recognize that perfection is not something that can be attained quickly. Even though there could be difficult or tempting times, every obstacle offers a chance for development. By accepting these difficulties, we fortify our determination and acquire important knowledge about our tendencies and triggers. Honoring every accomplishment, no matter how minor, keeps us inspired and serves as a reminder of our progress. Our discipline can be strengthened even further by implementing supportive behaviors. We may develop awareness and stay rooted in the here and now by engaging in practices like mindfulness and meditation. Exercise helps us channel our energies in a positive way and improves our health. Hobbies and artistic endeavors bring satisfaction and lessen the propensity for unhealthy behaviors. Making connections with a group of people who share your interests can provide more support. Accountability and a sense of camaraderie are fostered by exchanging tactics and experiences. Being aware of people who share our journey strengthens our resolve and offers a network of support when things go tough. These self-disciplined habits eventually become ingrained in our everyday routines. What used to require conscious effort becomes ingrained behavior that is consistent with our core beliefs. Our aspirations are fueled by the energy saved by semen retention, which also makes it easier for us to aim higher. We make choices that are more genuine to who we really are because we are more in tune with our intuition. This change has a beneficial effect on everyone around us, in addition to us personally. Others may be motivated to start their own personal development journeys by our enhanced vitality and clarity. When we continually apply discipline and determination, we become models of what is possible. It takes patience and self-compassion to follow this road. Understanding that progress is a gradual process requires us to be gentle with ourselves. Rather than dwelling on any failures, we can see them as teaching moments that advance our personal growth. We can stay in line with our goals by keeping a good outlook and restating our intentions. Our general well-being is improved by the clarity and inner serenity that come from leading this disciplined lifestyle. Stress makes us more resilient and better able to deal with life's obstacles. As we become more genuine and present in our conversations, our connections get deeper. Living in harmony with our inner nature brings about a deep sense of fulfillment. We discover potential in ourselves that could have otherwise gone dormant when we dedicate ourselves to this quest. The discipline developed affects all aspects of our lives and goes beyond breaking the edging habit. We get more involved in our passions, more committed to our jobs, and more involved in our communities. I'm honored to walk this route with you and to share these thoughts. By working together, we can help one another develop the discipline that results in a life that is richer and more meaningful. Never forget that any advancement, no matter how tiny, is a triumph to be honored. We can change our life and achieve things we never thought possible if we put in the effort and persevere. I've seen that a person's relationships, behavior, and look all genuinely reflect their vitality. Maintaining our vital essence affects how other people see and relate to us, in addition to boosting our internal vitality. Edging is one example of a practice that leaves subtle but apparent markings that can harm our interactions. By using a methodical and mindful approach, we develop a presence that exudes energy, self-assurance, and equilibrium. I've discovered that we become more aware of ourselves and the environment around us when we concentrate on preserving our vital energy. This elevated state of being enhances our relationships with others, in addition to helping us ourselves. People are attracted to people who radiate true self-assurance and balance. It's amazing how conscious decision-making may change not only our internal states, but also the dynamics of our life on the outside. I've found a more satisfying life and stronger relationships as a result of following this road. I completely believe that our practices directly affect our vitality, and that by fostering it, we can realize our full potential. We don't have to travel this path alone in order to comprehend and practice semen retention. Along this journey of spiritual and personal development, I've learned to value the strength of community and knowledge sharing. Interacting with people who have similar goals can be a great way to get support and motivation. By taking part in communities, exchanging stories, and learning from one another, we expose ourselves to a multitude of collective knowledge that deepens our comprehension of these customs and strengthens our resolve to live a higher standard of living. Making connections with one another fosters personal development and transformation. I've learned from my own experience how important it is to connect with people who share your values. We can freely share difficulties and celebrate successes in this atmosphere of camaraderie and support for one another. Knowing that others are on the same route, encountering comparable challenges, and pursuing similar objectives is empowering. This common bond lessens feelings of loneliness and fortifies our determination to continue living a disciplined and thoughtful life. The benefits of semen retention and related behaviors are better understood when knowledge is shared within a community. We learn from different viewpoints and experiences, which shed light on things we might not have thought of on our own. Understanding various methods, approaches, and ideologies improves our capacity to modify our practices in ways that best suit our unique journeys. Our growth is accelerated, and a mindset of constant improvement is fostered by this. Collaborative learning. Active participation fosters a dynamic environment for personal growth by questioning, exchanging ideas, and providing support. These exchanges hold us responsible for our intentions in addition to offering support. We encourage constructive criticism and cultivate a sense of accountability to the community and ourselves when we candidly discuss our successes and failures. This network of support from one another keeps us moving forward, particularly when we would feel demoralized or inclined to fall back on our old routines. Our sense of purpose is increased when we interact with others. Our own pursuits gain significant depth when we realize that our experiences and insights can help someone else on their journey. By fostering the development of others, we generate a beneficial ripple effect that spreads beyond our own. Everyone's life are improved by this mutually beneficial trade, which fosters charity and self-improvement. These connections lead to the development of priceless relationships. They offer a network of support that helps us get through difficult times and joins us in celebrating our successes. A community's combined energy magnifies each member's individual efforts, giving us more momentum than we could obtain on our own. We encourage one another to set greater goals, go beyond perceived boundaries, and consider new options. I have personally seen how interacting with people increases the effectiveness of our work. Everyone's experience is improved by the synergy that is produced when people unite with a common goal. When we continually apply discipline and determination, we become models of what is possible. Everyone is inspired to realize their full potential in a supportive environment created by this shared commitment. We may answer queries, dispel misunderstandings, and offer support by taking part in conversations and leaving comments. The community's ties are strengthened, and our common understanding is improved by this interactive conversation. It fosters a dynamic atmosphere where learning and development are ongoing and cooperative. Creating relationships also makes us feel less alone on our path. Being a member of a bigger movement gives us confidence that our objectives are worthwhile and doable. It lessens the sense of isolation or doubt that sometimes comes with making big life choices. A sense of camaraderie and belonging are fostered by the shared voyage. We give ourselves access to more opportunities and meaningful relationships when we embrace the power of community. Our connections enhance our lives and give us a support system that helps us get through difficult times. Our sense of purpose is also strengthened when we participate in a community. Our personal path gains meaning when we realize that our efforts are part of a bigger movement. I invite you to become fully involved in this shared experience. Ask questions, express your opinions, and provide your own observations. Your voice enriches the group conversation in a significant way. Your contributions can motivate and direct others, regardless of how long you've been on this path or how new you are. When we work together, we turn our separate goals into a common journey. Together we can overcome the obstacles and celebrate the victories, which makes them more satisfying. Our determination is strengthened, and the journey's joy is increased by this sense of solidarity. In addition to accelerating our personal development, embracing the power of community and shared information also significantly improves our quality of life. Beyond the discipline of semen retention, the relationships and knowledge we acquire impact our wider viewpoints and interactions with others. Let's keep creating and fostering this helpful network. Our combined efforts promote a community that uplifts all of its members and advance the common good. We can have a more positive influence on ourselves and people around us when we help one another. I appreciate the chance to travel this journey with each and every one of you. Your bravery, insight, and commitment motivate me every day. Together, let's embrace this adventure and help one another on our path to spiritual fulfillment and personal growth. Have you ever had the feeling that something unseen is preventing you from living the life you really want, draining your energy? Now is the moment to release those restraints and recover your vigor. If this message resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and watch our other videos for additional tips on reaching your greatest potential.